Hello, hi, I'm Cryptic Hybrid and this is The Corruption Within. Now, The Corruption Within is a psychological thriller point-and-click adventure game that's set during the Victorian era in which you play a man who's in search of his family. Now, this is a game that just launched, it's available on Steam, and we're gonna check it out together because it's really creepy, really cool. New game. Start a new game? Yes, from the beginning, come on.
It had been a wonderful week. Camping, hiking, and exploring the countryside with my wife and 2 children. We hadn't been able to afford a holiday while the kids were growing up, but finally, between my salary and Steph selling some of her paintings, we'd scrabbled together the funds. With 2 nights to go, we'd planned to spend the afternoon exploring a section of the forest by the lake we hadn't seen yet. At dusk, I was collecting things together while Steph and the kids answered the call of nature. They didn't come back.
And that's when the nightmare began.
I spent hours searching, calling, to no avail. Frantically, I headed towards the only sign of civilization I'd seen. A grand mansion with a mountain behind it and a lake at the front. I'd heard of this new invention called a telephone. Whoever owned the mansion was surely rich enough to own one, or at least have some horses. I scrambled over old tree roots to get to the mansion. Rumours and superstitions were rife about this part of the country, but I put those down to silly old wives' tales designed to scare children. I reluctantly began to wonder if there was some truth to them. Tales of ghosts and fell beasts didn't bother me. I didn't believe in such things. The stories of Edgar Allan Poe were entertaining, but nothing more. It was the evil people were capable of that worried me.
Smart dude.
I reached the mansion and hoped to find help there. At the very least, someone should be able to aid me in some way. If they couldn't, there was no hope of aid from any other source, unless I found my way back to civilization and the police conducted a full search of the countryside. But it would be too late. This mansion was my only hope.
Alright. Mansion. By the way, you can disable the hotspot text. This is an impressive building indeed. It must be a rich family that lives here. Even though it's late, there seems to be some light on, so I guess at least someone is still awake. After a brief moment, a man opened the door. Just what is your business at this ungodly hour, sir? Please, my good man, let me in. My family has gone missing and I need help. Do you have an invitation from a member of the family? What? No, I don't. My family have gone missing and... If you don't have a formal invitation, then I cannot allow you to enter the house. There are no exceptions. I bid you goodbye, sir. What? Now what am I going to do? A shrill scream is heard in the distance. Was that Steph? I better go check it out. The scream seems to have come from the southwest. Not knowing where I was heading, but following the sound of the screams, I ended up somewhere in the forest. Whoa. Then I beheld a sight that made my blood run cold. There was a man hanged from a tree. As I stared at the grisly scene, a young woman approached me. Sir, I was sent to find you and give you this invitation. She handed me an invitation card. She's clearly shaken by the sight of the dead man. Give it to the butler and he will let you in. The young lady stares in horror at the hanging man. Do you know who this is? Yes, sir. His name was Paul. He was a footman. I liked him. He was always kind to me, and he was quite dizzy, despite not having much education. Lady Charlotte heard you at the mansion door talking to Giles, and told me to come via a servant's door to the forest and find you. She has seen a woman and 2 children who appear to be lost. But then I saw Paul here. We must report this to the authorities. My family. Someone has seen my family? She's still staring at the body, unable to tear her eyes away. Shouldn't we cut him down? Or even bury him? No, we can't yet. The police will need to see the crime scene without any interference. I suppose so. I need to rush back. I know it seems cold given the circumstances, but I do not wish to receive punishment for failing in my duties. The punishments can be severe. Wait, you still have work at this time? It must be past midnight by now. The family I work for have unusual habits. Lady Dennison suffers from lunacy. She becomes highly agitated during the full moon and often creates havoc, so the family have got into the habit of staying up late to deal with her. Oh, I see. And what about the invitation? That's a house rule. Nobody enters without an invitation, even if it's accompanied by a servant or family member other than Lord Dennison himself. He is a law unto himself. I'm sorry, but I really must get back now. Paul, rest in peace. I will come make sure you get a proper burial. The young woman, weeping uncontrollably, runs back towards the mansion. I'm left with only the corpse swinging gently on the rope for company. And I'm not exactly, excited by having him as my company. Looks like he's been here for a long time. The bluish taint of his skin could not be the result of the cold air alone. It's unnatural, like he had some kind of strange disease or ingested some kind of poison. Or he's a big fan of Eiffel 65's blue. The noose is tight around the neck. The poor soul. There's some really dense foliage here. I could probably get through if I had a reason to, but I can't see one right now. Seems like an ordinary sort of rope, expertly knotted. If this was murder, this man was not the perpetrator's first victim. I wish we had more clues. A few things to bear in mind. This game saves your progression automatically. Text display speed can be changed in the options screen. Alright, to open or close your inventory, press the spacebar or click the middle mouse button. Left click an item from your inventory to hold it in your hand. You can then use it on objects in the world by left clicking. To return to your inventory, click the right mouse button. Some objects may require a closer inspection, so don't be shy to interact with them a few times. To move around the world, click on the direction arrows that are shown in the bottom right. Hotspots, okay, so this hotspot indicator can be turned off. So we only have an invitation to the mountains. Sorry, it's to the well, to the mansion, not the mountains. The happy days we spent hiking in those mountains already seem so long ago. Yes, it was only yesterday actually. A large shed in the middle of the forest. Odd choice of location. It's bigger than I expected. Maybe a converted barn? A sturdy looking shed door. The door won't budge more than a couple of inches. There is an adjustable spanner on the floor which I can just barely reach. I'll take it. Oh, we got a trusty spanner. I'm not sure what that wheelbarrow has been used for, but it has dark red staining inside. I fear gardening was not its only use. Wait, what? Red? If I have a use for the wheelbarrow, I can come and get it, but I'm not lugging it around with me. Yes, I don't have the pockets for it. Okay, so this is where the body is. This purple plant is everywhere. I wish my employment left me time enough to study such things, but as it is, I have no idea what this plant is. Decision time. Despite the situation you find yourself in, you are fascinated by this plant and think about taking a sample for when you manage to find your family and return home. Alright, so what should we do? Take a plant home to put in your garden? No, let's take a plant to give to the Royal Botanical Gardens of Kew to be studied. Alright. Dense foliage is all around, creating a safe and adventurous environment for the many squirrels and other small denizens living here. I can only see a very deep part of the lake from here. I can't make out any details though. This tree stands out impressively, even in the sometimes dense woodland. I'm guessing it may have been around long enough to have started life when George III was on the throne. I run straight back to the mansion, not stopping to explore the forest and lakeside area. That will have to wait. That will wait for later should the need arise. Alright, so let's go to the mansion. After a brief moment, a man opened the door. It's Giles. Hi. I have an invitation from Lady Charlotte. Although Lady Charlotte does the most extraordinary things at times, I'm not going to simply take your word for it. You will have to provide proof. Yes, here's my proof. The invitation. I see. This appears to be an order. I am not aware that Lady Charlotte has left the house tonight, so I suppose she sent a servant to do her bidding. Do come in, sir. I shall take you through to the lounge and fetch her ladyship. Please wait here whilst I fetch Lady Charlotte. Sounds of whispers come from behind the door. You may leave us now, Giles. Very good, my lady. Lady Charlotte studies me keenly before speaking. I see you got my invitation. Jolly good. Well, thank you for your kindness and hospitality, madam. Of course, of course. Do you happen to know something about my family's whereabouts? My wife and my 2 young children, 1 boy and 1 girl? Oh, did I see them? I think maybe I did. You mean you don't know whether you saw them or not? Oh yes, now that I think of it, I did see them. So, where are they? Patience, my good man. Patience? I'm desperate to find them. I'm feeling a little bit woozy. I need to go and lie down. You may search the mansion if you like. I have nothing to hide. Or perhaps I do have something to hide, but I want you to find it. Lady Charlotte gives a small and slightly delirious laugh. I don't remember when or where I saw them. I've not been feeling myself lately. A loud bang followed by a low groaning is heard from the east. Did you hear that? Your imagination's getting the better of you. This old house is full of strange sounds. Well, that was no random creak created by the wind in an old house. That was someone in pain. Oh, dear heart, are you a writer? You have the most vivid imaginings. As for me, I need to rest. I shall see you later, no doubt. I'm sure I heard something, and I'm sure people around here know more than they're letting on. This is the time to investigate. I must keep a tight hold of my emotions and remain as objective as I can. My family's future depends on it. So, okay, so Lady Charlotte definitely knows something. She wants to play around for some reason. This chair looks very comfy. There's no time to sit and dawdle. I must find Steph and the children. An oil painting of the lake outside the mansion, I think. Probably by a local artist rather than a famous one. The lake at nighttime is rather ominous, as I found out in the last few hours, although in my panic I barely noticed at the time. Wow, a gaslit chandelier. This family must be extremely affluent. I have seen chandeliers in some of the grand houses I've worked in, but never have I seen gas lighting in a house before. They must be loaded. One of those new-fangled gramophone players. We can't afford one ourselves, but this family has the latest technological wonders. A roaring fire heats the room. There's nothing quite like a log fire. Yes, it's cozy and romantic, but can't really think like that. The drink cabinet is well stocked with wines and spirits of various vintages. It's securely locked. It seems that the lock is new with some evidence of damage repaired. Perhaps there is a thief in the house. A booze thief. Looks comfy, but I don't like the color much. Actually, you're right, the green kind of stands out in this room. What a wonderful sofa. I wish we could afford something like this for our house, or indeed have enough room for it. Maybe one day. There's nothing down the back of the sofa. Looks posh, but I'm not keen on the color. Not in an indoor setting anyway. Greens are the wallpaper of nature, not of man. Oh, he's very poetic. I found a coin down the back of the sofa. What a stroke of good fortune. Since Lady Charlotte was so unhelpful, I think I'll keep this, as I suspect it will be more useful than she was. Coin. A single 3-penny. Alright. In my rush to get back to the mansion earlier, I didn't explore the area outside. I should scour for clues. Okay, so this is the house. Okay, let's check the outside first and then go back into the mansion. Ah, the lake. The water over there looks extremely deep. If it contains any secrets, I suspect they will have to remain a secret. These rocks jutting out of the water make me feel uneasy. I feel like they shouldn't be there. Really? They're just rocks, man. At the top of the pillar is a set of runes. I'm not sure what language they are. The runes are not simply carved into the stone. Each one is separately embossed. I can push them down, but nothing happens. The tree sits imposingly on the banks of the lake, firmly anchored by its deep root system. The moon appears from here bright, bold, and commanding. This rock appears to have been placed here. I can't be sure if it was an entirely aesthetic decision, or if there's some other reason for it. The rock is heavy. I have no reason to push it around. Oh, come on, push it. Push it some more. The moonlight reflecting in the lake is so beautiful. I wish I were in more of a mood to enjoy it. You know what? Once I find my family, we're gonna come back here and check the lake. Actually, maybe they won't want to come back here. Wait, what's this? Was this a light here? Oh yeah. Every so often I think I can see something shining, but it's probably just a reflection. No, there's definitely something there. Something shining. See? Huh. This wagon is a strange size. It looks a little small for a horse, but large for a human to pull. Though I'm sure if I had a good enough reason I could move it easily enough. Perhaps it was designed for smaller animals like ponies to pull. Really? Ponies are they have wagons for ponies? The lake looks a little shallower here, although still more than head height after the first few feet. Oh, what's this? Every so often I can see a metallic glint when the moonlight shines on the fern. Reaching into the undergrowth, I find a battered but perfectly serviceable flathead screwdriver. Wow, that's very useful. Oh, I mean, this is a point-and-click adventure game, so it's great to have a screwdriver. Looking in, I can see what was once a comfortable abode, probably for a high-class servant like a gamekeeper. Now it is completely derelict and has clearly been empty for some time. The door looks to be the sturdier part of the building. Everything else looks like it may fall apart at a moment's notice. I'm not going to try to open through the enter through the window. It would be unsafe on many levels. Okay, then try the door. There's no point in trying to get in. This place has clearly been abandoned for several years, and I can see no indication that anyone has been inside during that time. Okay. These were evidently where the horses were led out of. There's a piece of steel wire sticking out of the crumbling mortar here. I can't quite get the steel wire out with my bare hands. Alright, let's use the spanner. Come on. After bashing a little of the mortar, I'm able to pull out the wire quite easily. Nice! We got a piece of steel wire. Can I combine it with anything? No, huh? No. A piece of steel wire. The stable door seemed to have been damaged and warped by fire. I can see the remains of horses inside. Really? The ostler and stable boy would have entered this way. Despite the darkness, I can see enough to know nothing has been left inside apart from ashes. There are also some horse bones. It looks like one or more horses were trapped here in a fire. How tragic. Wow, that's crazy. The roof has definitely seen better days and has some signs of fire damage. So this place burned some time ago. All right. Can I use this on the wagon? The adjustable spanner is versatile, but not that versatile. Maybe the screwdriver? I can't unscrew that. Okay. Wait, if I go... Okay, so this one takes me back to the shed and the hanging body. Alright, let's go back to the house. To the mansion. I mean, I should probably save, right? Save. There we go. Green sofa. Dining room, I guess. What else do we have here? Oh, I heard someone come in. I thought it may be Charlotte. I'm afraid not. I'm a visitor looking for my wife and children who have gone missing. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have lost children myself. I had hoped Charlotte had come to play the piano so I could accompany her on the harp. It calms me somewhat. Lady, I'm sorry for your loss. It was years ago. Years ago. I'm Isabel, by the way. Pleased to meet you. I'm Samuel, my lady. Samuel Taylor. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Charlotte, is she here? I hope to play on the harp while she played the piano. It cleanses my soul. She plays very well. But she's not here. I will go. I think she's so caught up in her own grief that the fact that my own family is missing didn't even register with her. A bit of an odd fish, really, but I suppose it's understandable. Oh, you're right, if she lost family. I can hear the clock strike 1. Oh, they have a pool. What a lovely way to relax this must be. My knowledge of Greek mythology is limited, but I would say that these unclad ladies are nymphs. The one on the far end is holding a cluster of grapes. The stone pillar rises impressively to a high ceiling. It's not marble. The family's wealth is vast, but not completely unlimited. It's cold. Clearly whatever fire normally heats it is not burning right now. That's understandable given that it's the middle of the night, though I'm starting to feel that nothing would surprise me in this place. The bronze feels smooth to the touch. This light highlights the charms of a particularly beautiful statue. I mean, this is a pretty cool pool. Oh wait, garden hose. There's a long, thin pipe coil up here. It must have been used to top up the pool at some point. It seems to be surplus to requirements. Can I take it? I've taken the rubber hose. Okay, we got it. We got the rubber hose, we got the steel wire. Okay. Let's see what else we got in here. I'm actually quite good at billiards when I get a chance to play. Not surprisingly, I suppose, considering an eye for angles and distances is important to my job as an architect. Oh, so my character is an architect. Huh, cool. A selection of popular novels, including works by Dickens, Thackeray, I don't know that one, Trollope, the Bronze Sisters, and others. An unlit oil lamp. I'm not going to carry a bulky oil lamp around for no reason. Besides, someone else might need it. It looks like this room is well used if that fire is still going at this hour. I've never understood why people hunt animals and put their stuffed heads up on the walls for people to gawk at. What a sad end for such a majestic creature. Yeah, well, it's a trophy, you know? This bookcase is dedicated to books for children. Okay. A grand piano sits at one side of the room. I can play simple melodies if I have the sheet of music in front of me. I seem to have no head for remembering them as some people can. So maybe my character can play the piano. I just need a song. If I had some sheet music that wasn't too complicated, I could play it. A seating area for family members to be entertained by those with a talent in music. I've rarely heard the instrument played, but I'm told it creates very beautiful melodies when in the hands of a skilled harpist. According to a tiny plaque, this painting is called The Purple Rose of Cairo, artist unknown. This statue is huge, almost twice the height of a man. I would presume, given its location, that this statue is of a famous composer, but it's not one I recognize. Maybe someone local or even a family member. Maybe I'll have to ask around, I guess. It's a dreadful night. Well, it's not that dreadful, it's just that, you know, my family disappeared, so that's the dreadful part. A comfortable looking armchair. I guess some visitors are asked to wait in the foyer for a long time if they need seats. The floor mat has been well chosen to have sympathetic colors to the wooden floorboards. A grand staircase befitting of such an opulent mansion. As I'm about to go up the stairs, Giles blocks my way. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't allow you to go upstairs while some family members are in bed. But Lady Charlotte told me I could go anywhere in the house. Sir, I'm afraid that it would be improprietous of me. I cannot allow it. Alright. A portrayal of a bat, one of nature's most mysterious mammals. A rather bizarre choice of a painting to place in a foyer on account of their unsavory reputation. Well, maybe they like bats, or maybe they're vampires. And that's why they're up at night. The gas lamp is unlit. With that huge chandelier, you wouldn't think another light was necessary. A rather strange painting of a man, which I believe is a newfangled style called Impressionism. I've never seen such a grand chandelier before. It must be equal to those that light the fine palaces of Europe. Yeah, I get it. This family is loaded, but not that loaded because they don't have marble in the pool room. A brass plate bearing the message, "A gift from the Earl of Sussex." It's held in place by 4 screws. That's an interesting detail. Maybe I can unscrew it? But Giles is probably gonna say something, right? I better not, yeah, okay. I better not do that while the butler can see me. Right. A grandfather clock always adds an air of elegance to a foyer. Personally, I prefer the casing to be stained or varnished, rather than painted, but I can't deny that this clock looks rather distinguished. Well, I guess all grandfather clocks look distinguished, they're awesome. Let's see what else we got here. We're gonna talk to Giles because I need to get him out of there. The dining table and accompanying chairs are surprisingly austere considering how grand the mansion is. Clearly they take a rather pragmatic attitude towards food. A Welsh dresser, plates, bowls and other crockery is stored here. I've always found taxidermied animals rather upsetting, as if we are making a celebration of death rather than life. Well, I wouldn't really say that, because taxidermy is to keep the animal look as much alive as possible, right? They look like they're still alive. The family are certainly fond of this area, not only living here but filling their home with paintings of the locality, perhaps an indication that they have made this small part of England their entire world. This cabinet must hold all the cutlery. Can I get a knife? No, I can't. It would be useful. A landscape oil painting adorns the wall. From the local area, I would say, judging by the very identifiable plant. Yeah, that purple plant that I picked up earlier. There's a door at the top of the stairs. No one answers my knocking. However, I hear footsteps on the other side and someone's breathing. Right. So someone doesn't want to reply. I wonder where these stairs lead to. There's a wall at the end of the corridor. It doesn't go anywhere else. Well, the stairs go, right? Oh. Okay. So there are two people here. Hello, miss. Hello to you too, sir. I'm Francesca, the kitchen maid, and parlor maid too, since we hardly have any maids left. Wait, I recognize your voice. You were in the forest by the man that was hanged. I was told to go and find you, sir. It wasn't my idea. I had to do what I was told. Obedience is sometimes rewarded, but disobedience is always punished. What happened to the other maids? I was told they all went away for personal reasons, but I fear something terrible happened to them. People acting strange, terrible noises at night. I can't say nothing more, sir. What do you think of the family you work for? They have always been eccentric but kind, sir, though in recent years there is more eccentricity and less kindness. Well, how long have you worked here? 17 years, sir. I was brought here when I was 10. I was an orphan with no one to care for me, a kid with dead foreign parents living on the streets of London, until Lady Isabel was kind enough to bring me here. What can you tell me about the other staff? I like Molly and Gary. I steer clear of Giles when he's up the pole. He can get a bit handsy, if you know what I mean. Penelope, poor thing, completely lost her mind when the children died. Is there any truth to the tales of fell creatures roaming this part of the country? Not that I have ever seen, sir, though I have heard terrible noises. Alright, what kind of noises? Howling, of anguish it seems to me sometimes. Whether human or animal, I do not truly know, though my heart tells me they are human. You see? Vampires, or werewolves. Or a combination of the two. Oh, that's terrible. Have you told anyone else of this? I quickly learned to keep my mouth shut, sir. People told me I was a silly girl to say such things. Okay, Francesca, I shall speak with you later. She seems scared. Very basic crockery, supposedly for the servants to use. An ornamental bowl containing grapes. Presumably, it gets put out when the family wants it, but otherwise kept out of the way, or maybe the servants get to eat the grapes when they look less appetizing. I have no idea how anyone can reach the pots. Maybe they have a ladder or hook on a long pole. A bottle of Port Ellen whiskey. There's just a bit left in it. Someone likes their booze? Francesca? Do you like to... Can I have that bottle of whiskey since there's not much left in it? It's only leftovers, but it was still given to the servants in kindness. You ain't having it for nothing. Alright. Okay, she's negotiating, Jesus. I can give you this coin as payment for that unfinished bottle of whiskey. 3 pence? Well, not to be sniffed at considering my paltry wages. It's a deal. Take it. It is only now that I realize I left my wallet at the campsite. Alright, I shall speak with you later. So wait, I can't get it? Didn't I give her the coin? Oh yeah, I gave him the coin. I've taken the bottle of whiskey. Okay, so we got the whiskey. These look like Lady Henniker apples to me, so probably used for cooking rather than eating raw, although some do like the sharp taste. A handy implement for chasing away rodents. Ew. I hope there are no rats in here. The oven is equipped with a gas cooker by the looks of it. I wonder if normal folk will ever be able to afford these. Yeah, actually we're gonna evolve. Yeah, well, in 100 years everyone's gonna have them. Very much a staple part of our diet, potatoes. It makes me shudder to think of how terrible the Irish potato famine must have been. Well, what, like maybe like a quarter or more of the population in Ireland like died or left, I think. So yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm not sure what's in this barrel. Perhaps it's simply used as a makeshift table. Let's see. Let's explore first and then talk to this lady. Various cleaning implements are kept in here, I presume. A quick check reveals these pots to contain spices and biscuits. These must be murdered to get clean. I hear scullery maids are expected to rub sand into them with their bare hands. Oh, really? That bad, huh? Running water is essential to keeping everything clean. Who are you, child? Begging my pardon, lordship, I'm Molly. So what work do you do here, Molly? I'm a scullery maid, your lordship. Though I clean the bedchambers too. And how long have you been working here? Since I was a child, your lordship. I'm not too certain of my age when I was brought here. I don't remember my parents very much, but Lord and Lady Denison were kind enough to take me in, give me a job, food and lodgings. So, what do you think of the family you work for? Please don't ask me such things, your lordship. I would have no home without the family's kindness, but no. Please do not ask me this. She's afraid too. I'm getting I'm seeing a pattern here. The staff is scared of the family. Please, if you know something important about the family in this mansion, you must tell me. I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything more. She seems to know something, but is too scared to tell me. Whether it's being scared of losing her job or something more, I cannot tell. Not yet, at least. Do you have a telephone in the house, or maybe horses? Alas, no, your lordship. The family like being in seclusion. We did have horses, but not for some years now. Look, my wife and children are missing. Have you perchance seen them? It saddens me to say I have not, your lordship. What do you know of the dead man hanging in the forest? A dead man in the forest? How horrible! But I know nothing of this, your lordship. Alright, I'll take my leave of you now, child. Jesus, look at the cracks here. The magnificence of the rest of the building clearly doesn't extend to the servants' area. Okay. So both young women, both scared. Okay. Let's talk to Giles, I guess, because he's the gatekeeper. We can't go upstairs because of him. I have some whiskey. No, let's not give him whiskey just yet. Let's ask him some questions. So you're the butler? What's your name? I am indeed, sir. Have been for many years now. I go by the name of Giles. I didn't know butlers were allowed to drink while on duty, but I can smell whiskey on his breath. So maybe he's the one that's been trying to raid the drink cabinet. Remember that the lock was tampered with? So how long have you been working here? A little more than 2 score years, sir. I started out as a stable boy, would you believe, back when the family still had horses. Of course, I was a mere wee lad back then. A mere wee lad? Are you Scottish? You caught that twang, did you? The answer is yes, but barely. I was a wee bairn when I came to England, and I really see my Scottish kin. Every now and then, the old language slips out though. Do you have a telephone in the house, or any horses? Alas, no. We have no real means of communication with the outside world. The family likes being in seclusion. We did have horses, but not for some years now. Do you know much about this mansion? It is a very old building, sir, built on the ancient ruins of a Roman villa. If you can find him and he's in the talkative mood, Lord Denison knows much more than I, or indeed anyone else, does. Can you tell me anything about the Denison family? The Denison family, who has a noble heritage dating back to Edward III's reign, and have lived in this area since Charles I was on the throne. The current lord and lady are very traditional in their views, other family members less so. Is there anything you can tell me about the other servants? What can I say? Gary is amiable but dim, Francesca is doing her best to be a cook, Molly is a sweet girl who deserves better than this place, and Penelope lost her mind when the children died. Don't ask me more about them. Damn. I would have thought a mansion of this size would have many staff, not just 5. You'd be right, sir. We had about 20 staff here once, but so many have died over the years and not been replaced. Do you know anything about the hanging of a man in the nearby woods? Gracious me, no sir, I do not. Shame to have yet another death in the area. Wait, what do you mean another death? It seems that this is a most unfortunate place, many deaths over the last few years. Or maybe suspected deaths is a better expression. Possibly just disappearances. I mean, who really knows? What do you know about the deaths? I know nothing at all, and that's all I'll tell anyone. He clearly knows something, but he'll never tell me. Maybe I need to get him drunk. Have you seen a woman and 2 small children enter the house? I have not, sir. Someone else could have let them in, I suppose, but I find it extremely unlikely. With the few staff we have available, it's not like anyone is looking for extra work. Alright, Giles, I have some whiskey if you're interested. It's a mere snifter, but it's from a good distillery. Yes, I'll take it. I will go and enjoy this somewhere private. I won't ask where you got this from. Just what did happen to the horses? The stable appears to have fire damage. Oh, it was a tragedy, but out of respect for the family, I cannot go into details. Out of respect for Lady Denison in particular. For Jason, the groom, and Jack, the stable boy, lost their lives trying to save the horses. Sadly, none survived. What did Lady Denison do? She and Lady Jason were having collie shangles again. They argued a lot about the state of the empire, and things got out of hand. A lamp got knocked over. The family hushed it all up, of course. Wait, did Lady Denison argue with many of the staff? Oh, she argues with everyone, sir. She has, to put it politely, touch of a lunacy about her. It's been getting worse these last few years. She mostly stays in her bedroom now. Everyone's happier that way. Alright, I shall return later. Goodbye, Giles. And off the butler has gone upstairs to drink his whiskey. Okay, great. So now we can maybe go upstairs, but also we can check what's with this plaque. Gently, I unscrew the metal plate from the clock. Inside a small packet inside a small pocket, actually, it's a sheet of very old paper with a diary entry on it. The last page is signed by Samuel Pepys. Does the family even know of its existence? Decision time. When you get back to civilization, what would you do with the paper which seems to be a missing page from Pepys's famous diary? Okay, I don't know who Pepys is, but I'm going to send it to a museum with my name in hope of a reward. Alright. Okay, let's save. And let's go up. Can I go up now? Chandelier. Oh yeah, I can. Sorry, I had to use the arrows. Furnitures block the way to the left. Okay. A mountain at nighttime, very moody, possibly a local mountain. Sir, I must tell you something. What is it? Or rather, I must show you something. Please meet me in the lounge as soon as you can. Alright, Francesca. This is the famous explorer Stephen Dawn. He made his name investigating ruins in Egypt and Abyssinia, whatever that is. He later became obsessed with the fate of Atlantis. The artist signed his name as Knipsup. Must be Dutch. Kippensup. Huh. This painting is called A Woman from the New World. It appears to be ever so slightly askew. I wonder... Whoa! Who's there? Someone was watching me. Whoever they were, they're gone now. There's a hole in the wall, previously hidden by the painting. There's no one there now. Jesus, okay, that was a little... okay. Can I go up? Isabel is sitting sobbing on the stairwell. Isabel? What's wrong? Charlotte has lost her sheet music of the tune we always play together. She was so angry, though not at me I think. The music seems to make her happy too, though she always disappears afterwards. Alright, well, if I find it I'll let you know. Is there anything else I can do for you? Poetry helps me calm down too, but the collection by Wordsworth that I love has been misplaced too. It wasn't in the games room when I looked. Alright, I'll see if I can find it. Desperate as my plight is, I can't bring myself to barge past this distraught lady. So I can't go higher up until I get her. I calm her down. Alright, let's go to the lounge then. Where's Francesca? Wait, where's the lounge? Wasn't this the lounge? Oh, here. What was it that you wanted to show me? Not here. We need to go back to where Paul is, hanging in the forest. I didn't know if I could trust you, but I've been observing your actions. You generally seem to be focusing on finding your lost family. I didn't know if you were simply another of Lady Charlotte's gentleman friends playing some sort of role play. I can assure you, most definitely I'm not. I only want to find my wife and my children. Sir, my friend Paul is obviously the victim of some evil. He will not be the last unless someone puts a stop to it. Unfortunately, the police have little interest in coming out here. We're many miles of tough terrain away from the nearest police station, and since the horses died, we have no real way of contacting the outside world. You seem like an honest and intelligent man. I beg you to help me find out what happened and stop it. Well, I promise you that I will do what I can, but my priority is to find my family. Sir, I believe they're in danger from the same evil. I don't know whom I can trust at the mansion other than Molly. As for the family, Lord Charles was questioned at length by police after his children died. The family has always claimed both deaths were tragic accidents, and maybe they were. Lady Denison is not of a sound mind, and Lord Denison is, well, an enigma. Giles is too fond of his whiskey, and who knows what he might do under the influence, and Gary is a good man at heart, but simple of head and maybe manipulated. Who knows what any of them are capable of. Until you came here, I felt there was no hope. But if you felt something evil was going on, even if the police would do nothing, why did you not leave yourself? Surely you don't feel safe here. There ain't nowhere I could go really, being an uneducated orphan and all. We're practically prisoners here, miles from the nearest town, and would have to get there by foot. Francesca's manner of speech is becoming more like the street language she grew up with. Perhaps it's because of the emotional stress she's under, or due to her feeling more comfortable in my presence now that she's decided that I can be trusted. But that's not the only reason. I had a friend, one of the other kitchen maids she was. We came to the mansion within a couple of weeks of each other. Maisie her name was, and we became fast friends almost straight away. But we started to grow suspicious. Maisie even more so than me. She decided to run away. Wanted me to come with her, she did, but I was too scared of going back on the streets as a beggar, so I stayed here. She did go, but she never wrote. She promised faithfully to write and never did. I'm convinced something happened to her. There could be a number of reasons why she didn't write, you know. Not Maisie, she always found the way she did. Walking across the hills for 100 miles was no problem for her. She was as fit as a fiddle. Something was done to her, something horrible, and maybe not only her, but I ain't got no proof. And then there's the noises, awful noises like people in pain, dull, muffled noises, sometimes in the house, sometimes over here. Francesca points out a path hidden behind some undergrowth that then leads me to a rock face at the end of the path. I believe that someone from the mansion is part of the hideous plot. The servants are discouraged from coming out here, but since Maisie left, I've made sure to find out as much as I could without getting caught. This may be important to your efforts to save your family. I believe they may be caught up in the same despicable intrigue. I must get back now, but I wish you success. Oh Jesus, okay, that was quite a lot. Now what's here? Rock face. I can just faintly detect a hollow in the rock face. The inside of the hollow is covered in moss. The moss moves away easily. I can't quite see what's behind, but I feel the shape of a handle and a keyhole. Okay, so I need to find the key. Alright. Can I use anything here? Wait, is there anything? No. Okay, let's go back to the mansion, because we haven't checked all the rooms, so... Your lordship, I've been trying to find you. You must be absolutely exhausted, and I expect you have walked many miles in your search. Please, let me get you something to eat and drink. I suddenly realized just how tired and hungry I am. Perhaps a quick snack and a drink would reinvigorate me. You're very kind. I would be grateful for whatever you could spare. Please come with me, your lordship. I'm afraid I hadn't much, but I heated up for I heated it up for you, your lordship. I have some trout, potatoes, and carrots. This trout is delicious. Is it from the lake outside? Yes, your lordship. Lord Charles is a keen fisherman. He really hates it when Lady Charlotte takes a swim. He says it scares off the fish. I can imagine. Not as much as he hates it when she swims naked, of course. Yeah, quite. Despite the conversation taking such a strange turn, I feel most refreshed and energized. I'm ready to continue my search. I hate working through the nights during the full moon. Gary seems to enjoy it though. I don't know that he ever sleeps. I think he'll be by the stables, probably pretending the horses are still alive. Okay. Is that a clue that I have to go to the stables again? But I haven't seen anyone at the stables. Did anything change around here? Why are you sleeping here, child? I sleep whenever I can find a space not being used, your lordship. Hopefully by the embers of fire to keep out the chill out a little. Poor thing. I know servants often don't have much of a life, but this sounds worse than usual. So, do you know anything of your own family, like your parents? As you can see, your lordship, I am a half-caste. I am led to believe that my father was an English nobleman and my mother an African slave woman. I do not know anything beyond this. Alright. Alright, let's go to the stables. And that would be, yeah. Okay, see? But he wasn't here like a minute ago. Odd. Hello, my good man. Who are you? Hello, mister. My name is Gary. What do you do here, Gary? I'm the first footman, mister. How many footmen are there? Just one now, but I'm still the first. So what can you tell me about the other staff? Well, Giles is a buffoon and likes his drink too much. Molly's a nice enough girl, and Franny's a bit of a raspberry, if you know what I mean. but do not let her catch you looking at her Torah lures, or you'll be in for some mouth pie. Oh, how very improper. Does he have no manners? Okay, so, well, what? He's a guy, he looks at a woman. You know, no manners. Is there anything you can tell me about the family who employs you? On account of my father, his lordship has kept me on. Very kind of him. Please do not ask me about the ladies Edith or Charlotte. They think I am like dirt beneath their expensive shoes. Is there anything you can tell me about the mansion? Oh yes, I can. Many secrets this mansion has, including one of great interest to me personally. Meet me at the dining room later and I'll tell you about it. Huh. So you know what happened to the horses? Yes, burned alive they were, poor things. Edith started the fire. Not that she meant to. People stay away from the stables, so I go there a lot to be alone. Oh, good sir, my family has gone missing. Have you by any chance seen them? I'm afraid I have not. I'm sorry. Do you know about the man found hanged in the forest? Mister, all sorts of terrible things go on here, but I'm always told to keep quiet. Do not listen to Gary, he's simple, they say. Alright, what sort of terrible things do you mean? People vanish, screaming, crying, people in much pain, but nobody ever listens to Gary. Who tells you to keep quiet? The rich folks mainly. They think I'm a wooden spoon who makes up stories. Alright. But I'm willing to listen to you, Gary. Alright, I'd better go now. I guess we're gonna see each other like back in the house? That's kind of weird. Why wouldn't he tell me stuff like next to the stables? It's, you know, more private. Wait, where is he now? Didn't he tell me to see him in the... Okay, maybe not. Maybe he's upstairs. No, he's not. Okay. This door is locked. But this door isn't. What's this? A study? Like a classroom? There's a book of poetry on the small shelf under the desk. I think this is the book Isabel was looking for. I'll take it for her. A poetry book, yeah. A book about botany, open to a page with flowers that look just like the ones I've seen by the lake, but none of the varieties mentioned are purple. A book about geometry and trigonometry. A topographical map of Great Britain and Ireland. The blackboard contains an eclectic mix of mathematical examples, including the quadratic equation. If these were for young children, they must have been prodigies, or the teacher was unrealistic. I had no reason to wipe out the lesson on the board. So this, I mean, I get it, because the children was schooled here in this mansion. That makes sense. Okay, let's see who is behind. Okay. This looks creepy enough. I wonder how long this plaything has been sitting here unused. William and then Sophie had one similar to this. There is also a ball which is covered with dust. The bed looks old but doesn't show signs of having been used recently. A musical box with a picture of a mountain on the lid. Unfortunately the music won't play since there's no handle to crank. Well, maybe I can use the screwdriver on it? I have no reason to tinker with the musical box just yet. So, okay, so maybe I'll find the handle. The parrots are nicely ornamental and go along with the color scheme of this room, but that scheme makes the whole room feel colder. A Peddler of Scarves by Connor Mountain. The man in the painting is roguishly wearing his scarf across his shoulders. A simple and convenient place to store clothes. The drawers are empty with the exception of a nail file. I'll take it. A nail file, okay. I could use that. I can't make up my mind as to whether this teddy bear is adorable or terrifying. He looks sad actually. An empty goldfish bowl. Did it hold fish in the past? I have no use for an empty fish bowl. I wonder if the damage not being repaired is due to the house being so far away from anyone or due to negligence. Yeah. Can I use the file on the box? I can get the nail file through the hole in the side of the music box, but I can't get enough purchase to turn the gears around. Maybe I can use the spanner? No. I mean, you think I could use the nail file and with the spanner? No. Okay. Chest of drawers. Okay, so this was a children's room. A creepy children's room, but still a children's room. Ah. Okay, so there's no one here. Let's go give Isabel the... Here, I think this is the poetry book you wanted. Oh, thank you. I'll go to the music room to read it. It calms me. Goodbye for now, Isabel. I've made it to the second floor. If my family is somewhere in this house, it must be here then. Right. Okay, let's look around. A painting of American frontiersman AGG and his loyal chinchilla, Fluffy. This painting looks oddly oriental, a lifeless corpse walking about, lavishly dressed, strikingly macabre. A console table with a smooth finish. There's a box of matches in the velvet-lined drawer. It could come in useful, I'll take it. There's nothing else of interest. I can hear heavy snoring, it sounds like Giles. Guess the whiskey combined with the late hour knocked him out. I'll leave him be. A large pointless vase sits in the corridor. The paint has faded off in different spots due to the passage of time. There's nothing inside. Okay. So there's a couple of rooms that I can go into. A table with a drawer in it. Seems oddly placed out here in the corridor. How strange. I can't see any way of opening this drawer even though it seems to be well used. I can feel switches of some kind underneath the drawer. This must be a locking mechanism. I'm not going to solve this by guesswork or brute force. Hopefully there's a clue somewhere. Okay, so we have to find the clue for this. A very moody painting of some caves. I'm a little claustrophobic, so I'm not very keen on caves. Help! I'm the presence of a stranger. I feel that I'm in terrible danger. Well, wait, I didn't mean to... What are you doing here? Who are you? Why are you here? Are you a thief? Come to steal Lady Denison's jewels? Yes, you'd like to get your hands on my jewels, wouldn't you, vagrant? Just what is the meaning of this intrusion? You have me in great panic and confusion. No, really, I'm only here to... Whatever I say, she just continues to yell uncontrollably. Before I get a chance to make my exit, a man whom I presume to be Lord Denison enters the room. Just what in blazes is the meaning of this? Please, sir, I can explain. Later, lad. Lottie told me she had invited a guest, though I must say I didn't expect you to wander into our bedroom. I'm sorry, sir. My plight is desperate as my wife and children have gone missing. I fear it has caused me to take some liberties I would normally not dream of. I see. Well, if I can help later, then I will. However, first I need to calm down, my dear wife. Please leave us for now. This man's voice. It sounds similar to the voice coming from one of the locked rooms on the ground floor. Oh, the room next to the... Wait. Let's go down. This room. Oh, it appears that in his rush to answer his wife's shouting, Lord Dennison forgot to lock the study behind him. I should be quick, I doubt he'll be happy to find me here. That horrible green color again. This looks like it has barely seen any use. I get the impression that Lord Dennison prefers solitude. Books about legal matters and geography. A locked filing cabinet, probably containing land registry details and other certification. Only one drawer is unlocked. It contains some blueprints and documents. Books detailing land ownership from the Doomsday Book of up to the 14th century. I have no reason to read these books in detail. Lord Dennison is writing a letter to the chief constable in the near city. So to the police chief, basically. Dear Walter, with regards to your recent inquiry about the alleged disappearances of another member of my serving staff, Lord Dennison is clearly an old friend, otherwise would surely not be so informal. Although I appreciate the number of similar and anonymous tips you have received is quite large, I assure you that nothing goes on here without my knowledge. More reassurances, nothing to be concerned about, asking about the chief constable's wife, and mention of a large donation to be sent in the near future. Alright, decision time. It doesn't take much reading between the lines to see that Lord Dennison is bribing the police chief. What shall you do with the letter? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take the letter but make a copy to put in its place, because that's evidence of corruption. All right. It doesn't take much. Okay, I've done that. Quill and magnifying glass. An old-fashioned quill. Either his lordship is resistant to using modern pens, or it's hard to get hold of them out here so far away from civilization. I have no use for the quill, but the magnifying glass could definitely come in useful. I will return it later. I can't open it now that I have any reason to try. Okay, so we got the magnifying glass. We got a lot of stuff in here, but alas, with all that found, I am going to have to finish the video here. I mean, we didn't find all the residents of the manor, but we found most of them, and you can see they're a pretty odd bunch, and there's a lot of mysteries in this house to be discovered. But I'm going to let you do that, because you can check out the Corruption Within. It's available on Steam right now. Just see the link in the description below. I assure you, I played through the full game. So I know what happens, and it's a very intriguing, and you know, the story gets weirder and scarier as you progress. You just have to, you know, explore a lot of the house. You know, also there's going to be some exploring outside of the surroundings. There's a few more puzzles, and there's tons and tons to find out about what this family has been doing in recent times. So that was it, everyone. That was a first quick 1 hour look at the Corruption Within. If you're interested in seeing the story unfold and maybe help our character find his family, then you can get the Corruption Within from Steam. Again, just see the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up real quick, and if you like what I do here, consider subscribing. That would be actually immensely helpful if you could subscribe. Tell other people about the channel, spread the word, check out the back catalog too, check out YouTube, check out BitChute if you want to see all the cool games that I cover. And after that, please take just half a minute to see the ways to which you can support me so I can continue doing gaming coverage and more for a very long time. The best way is to go to cryptichybrid.locals.com and become a supporter. You can become a member, you know, the membership is free, or if you become a supporter, it's $4 a month, but you get tons and tons of perks like early access to videos, monthly support only live streams. You get to decide what I play every Monday on live stream. You get behind the scenes content, you get to ask questions that take priority for my future interviews, and you participate in game giveaways, lots and lots of perks. Again, cryptichybrid.locals.com. Other ways to support me are all detailed in the description below. Just pick the one that seems the best for you, and you know, any support is super appreciated. Thanks again everyone for watching. This has been The Corruption Within, and until the next time we see each other, have an awesome day.